I know I just came, I just, came here on YouTube with the card sharing projects, but I just had to come back because it's kind of late and I started working on some cards and here I am. I finished them and everything. Although these cards are going to be going out kind of late because I don't know if I mentioned before, but my goodies are, everything in my scrap room wasn't completely, unpacked and in its place. So I wasn't sure where everything was. So I started kind of late on my cards, and I feel bad about that because um, those that are going to be getting a card from me will be getting it kind of late. But um, at least they're going to be getting it before the new year, I hope. With the mail, I know it's going to be crazy. So, even if they get it after the new year, I think it'll be okay. Since we always celebrate, the Three Kings and they don't come to the 6th of January. So anyway, long story short, oh, hang on. Sorry, I had a text coming in and now I forgot where I left off. But anyway, those of you that are going to be getting a card, will be getting it kind of late. But, I made an effort. I really, really did work so hard in these cards. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed every minute of it. And I hope you like your cards. So, anyhow, let me go ahead and start sharing those cards. But I do have, oh gosh, I think this video is gonna cut me off, but we'll see what we can do. I have cards. It's just 3 cards, ladies. 3 cards, some flowers that I've been working on, and something that I did to my flowers that I haven't seen here on YouTube yet, and I thought I'd share. And a problem that I'm having with my hot glue gun. Okay, so let me go ahead and start with my cards. I just made 3, like I said, 2 of one kind, and then no, actually, yeah. Anyway, okay, let me start with this one. Okay, this is one of them, and let me see, okay, I think I have my camera set up too close, but this is one of the cards. Okay, gosh, hang on a second. Okay, so this is the card. Sorry, I had to pick up my camera a little higher. This is the card, one of the cards that I've been working on. And all I did really was, I believe this card is measured at, let me tell you one more time because I completely forgot already. Okay, so it's 6.5 by, I believe it's 5.5, something like that. Yeah, 5.5, 6.5 by 5.5. So here we go. Now, what I did here was I went ahead and applied one of my um, paper pieces that my girlfriend sent a while ago. She shared a lot of these 6x6 papers that she sent my way in some racks. And that's my girlfriend Edie here on YouTube, the paper crazy lady. Hey, girlfriend. So, and I love these sizes because, they're wonderful. They're great. They're perfect for, card making. So I used one of these. And all I did here on top and here on the bottom was I went in there with my punch, my Martha Stewart punch that I think I picked up this one at TJ Maxx when everyone was, like hitting TJ for all these punches. So I just, what I had to do was actually I had to go in there twice. I punched, one whole side once, and then I cut it off, and then I went in there again because it was a size, it was a 6 by 6. So then I did the same thing on this side. So I punched this side twice, and then I punched this side twice. But when you do your first punch, you have to cut it off, and then you do a punch one more time. I didn't want to have to be measuring and cutting, so what I did is I just did my punches, and then I just cut them off to fit, inside my, on top of my card. And then here, I went ahead and I added one of my rosette flowers. I didn't have any, Christmassy ones, so I had to make new rosette flowers. I do have, just random ones, but I didn't have any, with Christmas paper, so I had to make some new ones. And this paper here came from a stash that, again, my girlfriend sent my way a while ago. And she sent me a bunch of these. And these are awesome because they're all cut down to 4 by 12 because they come on a, I guess they're, 12 by 12 sheets from her paper pads. And she cut them down so they're 4 by 4 by hello, 4 by 12. Now, out of this one 4 by 12, I can easily make 2 sets of the rosettes because I'll cut it down half, which is half of the 4" is 2 inches, and I'll use this whole 2" by 12, and I'll put it on top of my die, the rosette die, and I'll get the large and the small, and then I'll get the large and the small. So I'll get 2 sets of each with this 4 by 12 sheet. So it's perfect. And like I said, it's already, Christmas paper, so I don't have to do anything to it. So perfect, perfect. And then I just simply added 2 buttons. I added this red one here, and then I added a light green one and some baker's twine. And then here, all I did was I cut here. I cut this, snowflake down, and I cut a few little stems there, and I use one to put there and one to put right here. And that's all I did there, okay? Now, I didn't come up with this idea myself. I saw it here on YouTube from one of the ladies, one of my subscribers, and I just completely forgot who it was. But girl, if you're watching, you know who you are. And if I get to find her video, I'll go ahead and put the link down below, her username, so that way you can check her out, and maybe subscribe to her, show her some love. And then down here, I just use my movers and shapers, and then I use this stamp collection here. Oh, here it is over here. And this one, I picked it up last year at Michael's. It was on clearance, and it's a recollection stamp set. And the stamp set, the sentiment goes right there. I don't know what I did to it right now, but I probably have it on my stamp. Here it is, on my stamp block. Okay, and it says, let me show you, because you can't really read it on my card because of the camera that I'm using. It says Merry Christmas, and I like that it has the music note in the background and this border of poinsettia or something. Yeah, poinsettias. So, and then I just went around and just dressed it with my Memento inks around the sentiment. And I did that. I placed some of the same paper, this burgundy that I use for my card. I used the same paper, and I just applied it to a piece of chipboard, and then I ran it through my cutter bug using that movers and shapers, and then I just placed it on pop dots, and that's it. And then the inside, I simply did this to the inside, and this was just simply using some of my ivory paper. And then for the border and for the borders, top and bottom, I used some of my newest goodies that my girlfriend sent my way. Okay, and she just sent these to me last week, and I'm having so much fun with these self-adhesive borders. And what I had to do was I just went in there and I used my ATG gun to adhere it some more, just to be on the safe side from it falling off. So that's pretty much all I did. And then just the corners down here and this down here, I used my my corner chomper. Okay, and that's all I did. So that's that card. And then, I have another similar to it, and this one is just using a different style, different. It has different print on my cardstock, but it's the same kind of card. And the reason why I did it the same is because actually I made this one first, and I liked it so much, and I decided that I wanted to make, another one. So this one, of course, was using a different colors and different style of a rosette, and this one was using a lot of the green and the red, and then I used some red and white baker's twine, and then my green and white baker's twine, and I just kind of tied them there together, and using again, the red and the green button, but this is more of a deeper green color. And I did the same thing here with the little snowflakes, and then the sentiment is the same sentiment. And then see the inside, I did a little different. I went in and I used my corner punch, and that was using this one that I just recently picked up at Ross. And it gives you these two punches. It gives you that one, which I love that one, and then it also gives you this one, and I decided to incorporate this one in there. So that's all I really did. You know, if you can see, it's the same card. It's just different deco in the inside. And then I made this one, and I just fell in love with this one. This one, I used my green, hunter green cardstock. And then again, this paper came from my girlfriend, Edie. And I used these like crazy. I love them, like I said. And I did the same punch, only this one is going up this way. And then I used some of the ribbon that she sent my way. It says home for the holidays. And I different rosette. This one was using Tim Holtz tissue tape, and I'll show you that here in a second. And the same little border there, and then this is the inside. Sorry, the piece of paper tells me who it's going to, so sorry. And that's it, guys. Those are my my little cards. So that's it. Let me go ahead and yeah, let me go ahead and put these cards away, and then I'll go ahead and come back and show you my these rosettes. Are just some of the rosette flowers that I've been working on. And you know, I'm not completely done, you know, with Christmas myself, because I just never got around to making my mini album. And as I had mentioned before, you know, I wanted to make a mini album, maybe one or two, or I don't know. I'm still not done with Christmas. And so, you know, my Christmas projects. So, these are just some of the rosettes that I've been working on. And these, again, are using these papers that my girlfriend sent my way. Okay, and this is, see, like the brown one. And then you have the red one. You have the snowflake. You have this one here, really pretty. The reindeers. And then these pretty little doves here, if I can find it. Hang on a second. This one. Okay. Or birds, whatever they are. Okay, so this here is just nothing but that red, kind of like a wood grain or something. And then the brown one. And then, of course, you know, when you use your Rosette by Tim Holtz, you get the big one and the small one. So, you know, you get that. Now, you don't always have to just leave it, you know, one single Rosette. You can layer those one on top of the other. And this is what you'll end up with. You can put a button. This one's a button, but I clipped off the, you know, the little part that goes on the back for the button. And so that it would lay flat on there. So all I did was I just layered one on top of the other, and voila, there you have that. And like I said, these are going to go on my, you know, mini album projects and stuff like that. And then I have another one, and this is just a one rosette flower, but I added a little button there, and I added some baker's twine. This one here, I added two different colors of rosettes. I added one of the wood grain brown, you know, in brown, and then one of my little doily or snowflake, whatever that is, and then a little snowflake here in the center. See, and I just layered those one on top of another, and then I made some out of music paper, music note paper. And then the big one I distressed it because I was going to use it on one of the cards, and I decided to go with the small one, and that's why this one stayed behind. But you know, it won't go to waste. I'll still get to use it. Okay. And then here I did something a little different. Oh, hang on, let me show you this one. See this one? This is another music note, and I added a gingerbread boy there. And even though I added my backing, you know, the topper, not the backing, but the top, the little topper that goes, because you get these also when you have that die. It comes with the little topper to cover the center of your flower. I went ahead and I added a little gingerbread boy. I thought that was really cute. Okay, so what I wanted to show you was this one here. This one, I made it making, you know, placing one on top of the other, you know, layering just one on top of the other. This one here, on the other hand, is a little different. This one, what I did was, once I had my flower, you know, once I designed it, you know, when you kind of fold, when you go by the folds, I layered one on top of the other, and then I adhered the two ends, okay, and then I went ahead and I just kind of like, you know, adhered them together. After adhering one end and then the other end, when you lay this on top, then I went ahead and, you know, you have to bring it around and you have to connect it together, one end with the other, and then I adhere that, and then this is what I end up with. Okay, I thought that was really cute. And then I just used one of my flat back little silver pearls or whatever, and then I did that here also, and there's using some red cardstock with some of that little dove or bird designer paper, and then a pop dot, because it's, this one has a little pop dot sticker snowflake, and something else. I decided that I wanted to incorporate Tim Holtz tissue tape. So I made some using some of Tim Holtz tissue tape. Okay, and it's brown in the back. How did I do this? Well, I'm going to show you. And I haven't seen any of these anywhere here on YouTube. And I just love the way they turned out. And of course, you end up with the big one and you end up with the small one. Okay. How I ended up with these, how I made these was very easy. Again, using my, you know, just in this case, I use, since I had some plain brown cardstock, mine, I think they're what, like 8.5 or 8 by 11. Okay, so let's just say it's 8 by 11. All right. Well, what I did was I cut that in half. Okay, so I cut my my paper in half, and after I cut it in half, I ended up with, you know, with two a 2-inch by 11. Okay, because no, I'm sorry. I ended up with 2 halves of 4 by 11. Okay, from the 8 by 11. If I'm saying this right, as far as the measurements. If it's 8 by 11, then I ended up with 2 halves, 4 by 11. And then out of the 4 by 11, I cut that in half. But before I can cut it, I started to adhere the tissue tape. See that? It's brown. So I had 2 of the 2-inch by 11 attached, right? Because it's a 4 by 11. And before that was 8 by 11. Okay. Well, now I ended up with half of that. So it was 4 by 11. And I did the whole 4-inch. And all I did was I went in with one tape. I went in with my snowflake, and then another one with some, you know, sentiment words. Let's bring it this way. So this one said postcard. This one was snowflake, and this one said, like, what does it say? Glass? Christmas tree. And then it says ornaments. Okay. It says ribbon, icicles. You know. So these 3 tapes. I just went ahead and I ran one tape here, and I ran the other one right by, oh, just next to it, and then so on. So I repeated that, and then I just repeated that again till I was done with the 4-inch by 11 sheet. After I did that, I made sure that I pressed on it really good, and then I went and I put it face down on my Rosette die. Okay, now the thing about this, because it's 11 inches long, I only get to punch out or cut out my rosettes and the small topper. You see that? It only reaches up to the small topper. I don't get to cut the big one, but it's okay because, let me come around this way, because of the fact that you get this space right here, and this is where it stops right there. Well, you're going to get this whole little square piece right here that doesn't have a punch. So when you're done cutting everything else, you're going to get this and cut it out. And you're just going to place it up here, and you're still going to get the bigger, the big circle punch for the bigger rosette. So you're still okay. Now you can layer this one, and then you can layer one just a little bit over the other one, and then you can kind of like overlay a little bit if you like. It's okay anyway. You're gonna use it in a flower, so it won't really, you won't be able to tell that much. But if not, then you can try to just be very be very careful when you're placing it, and that way you won't see any color in between. So that's all I did, guys. I just placed it there, and once you run it through your Cutterbug or any kind of cutting machine that you might have, it's also going to put more pressure on there. So it's good because it's going to put more pressure on your tissue tape onto your cardstock. So it's not going to come off. And then what you end up with is your small rosette and your big rosette. And then you just start to, fold where it shows you, because it's got those little, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's picking it up. I'm trying to see if it's picking up, but I apologize if it's not. But you get these little circle punches. I don't know what they're called, but and it kind of looks like you gotta cut it there, but you don't cut it. That's where you actually do your fold, just like so. Okay, see, just like so. And then once you're completely done, of course, that's when you form your rosette. So you end up with a small rosette and the large rosette, and then you're gonna get your two topper punches. And that's all I did, guys. That's how I ended up, from a plain cardstock to a tissue tape rosette. And I wanted to incorporate, like I said, some of Tim Holtz, um, you know, work in there. His um, just I don't know. I just wanted to incorporate, you know, Tim Holtz work or whatever you want to call it. I just wanted to incorporate it in there. So um, that's what I did. That's what I did. And like I said, I've never seen this before here on YouTube, and because I tried searching and I could not find anybody making a rosette and on some cardstock and making a tissue tape rosette. So that's what I came up with. And then on top of that, what I did to one of my cards was, you can still go in there and you can see some green on there. I distressed the edges of the topper, and I distressed the edges of my rosette. And the bigger it is, the more it'll show. But this one shows just perfectly. It's fine. You probably can't see it because it's kind of dark in here. Like I said, it's late and I'm still working on these cards. But they're my last cards. I'm done. And I'll be able to, put them out in the mail. But like I said, you probably won't be seeing this tonight because it takes time. Not until maybe in a couple of days. So anyway, that's my rosette. That's my cute rosette. And I'm very, very happy with the results. So I'm so excited. And these are my 3 tissue tapes that I used. And I gotta give credit to my girlfriend Edie, because I think she's the one that sent these my way. I remember every time I went, to Michael's and Joann's and such, I would pick it up and put it down and pick it up and put it down. So I don't know if I ended up picking it up myself or she sent it in a rack, but I'm just gonna have to give credit to my girlfriend, because she's always sending something that I make intentions of picking it up and then I put it back down. So I'm guessing that it was her that sent it. So anyway, I'm gonna move on to my problem with my glue gun. So let me see. Okay, yeah, hang on one second. Okay, so now I'm back with my problem with my glue gun. Okay, this is the glue gun that I use. Okay, and when I first got it, I loved it, and I still do, because I just love that fine tip here. You see that fine tip? I just love the fine tip. But let me tell you what the problem is with my glue gun. When I'm using it, I start, let's say I turn it on, and then I start using it, and I'm able to apply my glue on my projects. But then give it a few minutes, and after I put it down and I give it a few minutes and I start working on more flowers, and when I'm ready to pick it up and use it, I press the little trigger button, and it's so hard that the glue doesn't want to come out. It's already all, clunked up or hard up here, and by the tip. I don't know why it's doing that. If this whole area is hot, it should come out just fine, but it's doing that. It's doing that, and what frustrates me is the fact that I'm getting ready to use it, and I can't. I have to put my project down. I have to remove the glue stick. Okay, I have to remove the glue stick, and then I have to go and use my tweezers. These right here, these are huge. Okay, look how far they go in. Okay, look how far they go in. They go in pretty far. So I have to go in there, and I have to grab all the glue that's stuck in there. And then on top of that, it's hot. So I can't get in there, and I have to do this while it's on. Okay, because if I do it when it's cold, I won't be able to grab anything out of there. I have to do it while it's hot because it's melted, but yet it's all clunked up in there. So I have to pull it all out, and then I have to wait for this here, for the glue that's here on my tweezers to dry up a little bit before I can grab it with my fingers and remove it. And then I have to go back in there. So I have to go in there several times. And then I can finally grab my glue stick, and if it's a mess at the tip, I have to cut that off. I don't throw my glue stick, and then either I turn the other end, or I just stick it at in there wherever I cut it off, cut the nasty tip off, and I stick it back in there, and then I go ahead and press the trigger part, and it works fine. Okay, so I don't know what's going on in here, but I can't let it sit for a while. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. It didn't used to do that in the beginning. It used to be just fine. Sometimes, we want to just, like I said, we want to get it. And it comes with this nice little stand. And, sometimes we want to use it, and then we use it, we glue stuff, and then you go back to your project and you're doing some other thing where it doesn't require the glue gun, and you use your glossy accent, but then you have to go back and you have to use your glue gun. By the time I go back to it and it's been sitting there for a few minutes, it's it's all clunked up right here somewhere. And luckily I haven't gotten shocked, because like I said, I don't know how far in there I'm going, if I'm touching any metal, but but yeah. So I'm gonna have to buy me another one. I saw this one at a while ago at Joann's, and it's the one that it's like white or an ivory type. I think it's cordless. It's rechargeable. I think it requires batteries, and it's it's the type that you just get it and you sit it down on your desk, and it sits like this. It doesn't require a stand or anything, because this part right here is nice and square, and it doesn't have this plug here. It has it somewhere back here, so this is not in the way. So when it sits perfectly down like this. And if I'm not mistaken, Saw Crafters here on YouTube has one like it, but I don't know if hers is the same name brand, or she ordered hers, or where she got hers. But the one I saw it at Joann's a while ago when I was back in the little town where I lived in, where my sister lives right now, and that's where I'd seen it. So I'm gonna go on the hunt and look for it, maybe tomorrow or so, and see if I can find it. And I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see, because like I said, this one's giving me a big problem, and once I see that my other one's working perfect, then this is probably going to go in the trash, because, for me to use it, turn it on, use it just a few, I'm only able to use it like maybe 3 or 4 flowers, and then I sit it down, and then I'm making more flowers, and then, come on, so it's kind of a pain in the butt, having to be going through that. So let me know, guys, if y'all are having the same problem with this one. This is the Super Bond, I think, the Sure Bonder. I think it was I don't know if, I don't know. But anyway, it's a shoe bonder. I picked it up at Joann's a while ago, and I just loved it. I really did, because the fine point, and I don't know if that one that I want has a fine point or not, because I'm just so used to this fine point now. So anyway, if any of you are having this problem, let me know, and maybe it's just something wrong with these guns itself, glue guns. So mine doesn't shoot out good anymore. It's shooting blanks. Anyway, okay, ladies. Well, I'm gonna get off here right now because it's kind of late, and I have to finish some other things that I'm trying to work on. And I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably be coming back with a little haul. If not, then probably after Christmas, and maybe some more projects, or those projects that I want to create, and like mini albums or something. That's it. So, okay. Well, good luck to all of you that are, that own one of these. If y'all own one of these glue guns, I hope that it's working perfect and that it'll continue to work great, because mine is going to the trash. So, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. Love you all. Y'all have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see y'all real soon.